Hello, everyone. I don't see anybody out there, but it's just about time for my start. And so I'll go ahead and come up. I'm waiting to see if anybody comes in. If you're there, just say hi. And I'm getting ready to post the link. So if anybody wants to come up and talk, I'll do that in just a second. I got to get my hat. Uh, I don't believe I look right without the hat, so I had to get the hat. So, like I said, if y'all want to come up, I'll have that here in just a moment. And let's do that now. Hey, Mike, how you doing, man? You're the first one to show up. I want to thank you for coming. Uh, I don't know if you want to come up or not, but there's the link if you want to come up. It's just, hey, Eric, how you doing, sir? Welcome. Uh, like I said, like I was telling Mike, Eric, if you want to come up, there's the link at the top. You're more than welcome to come up. I prefer talking with people, but I can't talk by myself. Uh, Today was my slow, lazy day. It's I work Monday through Friday. And, hey, Ann, how you doing? Good morning. Good morning for you, and welcome. I'm glad to see you come. Made it. But like I said, today was a lazy day. I opened up my door a few times, but I never even walked out of my apartment at all. It was a nice day. In the morning, the afternoon got a little cloudy. Uh, for here, it was warm. I got up in the upper 50s. So that's really warm here. That's probably about, I didn't check I'd say about 8 or 9 degrees Celsius. Uh, so, like I said, maybe even I'd say 12 at least 12 degrees Celsius. I didn't check. Right now, I think it's about 7 Celsius. So it's cooling off, but the sun's gone down. Uh, Tomorrow's supposed to be a decent day, not as quite as warm as today. And they're calling for snow possibly Monday night into Tuesday morning. Uh, and I'm hearing everywhere from just less than an inch up to 5 or 6 inches. So the last I heard, most of the models they looked at, and the models is what they run to predict how much snow you're going to get. And the most of the models they ran was going to be less, uh, probably about an inch or less, but a few of them showed like 5, 6, 7 inches. So we'll wait and see. No matter what, I have to drive into work on Tuesday anyway. So it just, it's something, when you live here in the America or Canada, snow is something you have to learn to deal with. It's something that we put up with during the winter months. Hey, Bruce, how you doing, sir? If you want, come on up. You're more than welcome. But like I said, there are certain areas of the United States that don't really get much snow. You take Florida and Texas. They do get it occasionally, but it's very seldom. Same thing with California, Southern California especially. Uh, but you know, we get colder weather here than normally what you get in the Philippines. I can't say uh, everywhere because you might get as cold well, not as cold, but you'll get cooler weather than what we get and back than what we have. We got Bruce coming up. How you doing there, Abby? Welcome.
Hey,
And
what's going on, Larry? Hello, everybody.
not bad, not bad. We got to start almost dead on time. We might have started a minute or so early, but not much. When I first started, there was nobody in the chat. Usually, there's somebody in the chat already, but there was a few thumbs ups already, but there was nobody sitting in the chat or saying anything.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
And Mike, married to a beautiful woman, was the first one to pop up. And Eric, and then Ann, and yourself, and Abby.
Eric and Ann, hello.
So, well, so like I said, that's the way it went, but that's fine. We're just trying to enjoy ourselves, and like I said, this is my normal
Absolutely.
Saturday. Uh, Sometimes I actually get out and do stuff on Saturday. Today I didn't. Well, happy birthday to your father, Abby.
Happy birthday to your father, Abby.
Yeah, she said she's just preparing food for a later celebration. Well, sounds like fun, but tell your father happy birthday from the chat here.
Heck, I
You
watched
know,
uh I watched the guy that was from Britain, man. He packed up his stuff from there and went to the Philippines. And he had packed two, he had two computers, and it went overweight, so he had to basically like go through a bunch of heck, and then he had to pay a couple of big fines,
yeah.
just to get it to go. But like, I mean,
Oh yeah, I understand. It's like
it's
me.
not like it's not like US moving from here to there. You can pack up and throw it in a U-Haul, man, or
Oh yeah. The things you have to do if you're going from here to there is either you have to pay the freight uh, for the plane, or you put it in what they call them bionic
Oh yeah,
uh,
yeah.
yeah, boxes.
Buy on
But you
boxes,
need
yeah.
you need to know somebody if you're going to send it that way, or know where
Oh
you're
yeah.
going and send it to where you're going. I mean, so
Well, if
if
you're
you're
gonna
going
send
over
stuff
without
like that,
making
like
a
if you're gonna send like laptops and that kind of stuff, you want to kind of hide that because they if they have to open to go through it and stuff, they smash down stuff, and so like they'll by the
yeah.
time it gets to the person, I know because I had one that I sent, a friend of mine. Her brother needed a laptop. I got it, and it basically it got broken transit. They broke it, so that was that was a little
Well,
hard. It cost.
yeah. I don't think I would send computers over. I've had
That
mine
was
for
just a
years. I'll try
regular
to
old
keep them
cheap
until I
laptop.
go, but they'll be kind of old by the time I go, so I'll want something new. Uh, if I do take something, it'll be something just one. It'll be a laptop, and then if I decide I wanted a desktop, I'd buy that while I'm over there. Right now I got a laptop, a desktop, and I don't use my laptop that often. I'm on my desktop the most when I'm on the computer. Although when I travel, like I don't know how long you've been following me, but last year when I went back to Indiana, I did a live stream on my way to Indiana and on a live stream on my way back. That was done on my laptop. So when I do travel, if I'm going to plan on doing any live streams, I take my laptop with me,
Oh
and
yeah, well,
and I'll do my live streams that way. But like I said, my desktop is newer than my laptop. Although it's a decent laptop. But like I said, I don't plan on going for another 3 years. Uh, which my mom's 98, so I don't expect her to live to be 100. She might, and if she lives past my 3 years, I'll keep working. I'm not going until after she passes. I don't mean to sound morbid, but I don't want to be. Like I said, I'm. It'll take me a good 12 hours to get back to my hometown from where I live right now. I've been out here I've been out in New York for over 25 years old.
well, I mean,
For over
you're
25
only
years. I
doing the
mean, I'm
right
25
thing.
years old, but I've been out here for over 25 years. And matter
I
of
mean,
fact,
you're
I've
only
been
doing the
out
right
here.
thing,
Yeah.
because like my friend, like his grandmother, obviously I never never got to meet her.
Uh,
But like when he would call me on Messenger or something, she would always want to say, "Oh, you're my like you're my American grandson, and you're just, and you wouldn't even think like this lady." This older Filipino lady was like, in her late 90s,
yeah.
and she could run circles around people, and then just one day, man, she just couldn't. She was just having a really hard time. But so like, you're just doing the right thing, Larry.
Yeah.
You're not. It doesn't sound. It doesn't sound bad. It's not.
Well,
She
she's
needs
not
to be
really in the
taken
best
care
of
of.
health. She's not really
Yeah,
in
I
the
get
best of
that.
health.
Well, when you're that age,
But
it's kind of hard.
yeah. Now, like I said, her dad and her granddad, that's her dad's dad, they both lived to be about 92. Her older brother lived to be about 92. And then she has an uncle on her mom's side that lived to be about 98. So on my mom's side of the family, there's a lot of longevity. I have three older sisters and one younger. Both my brothers have passed. One was older than me, and one was younger. And my father passed when he was 61. And Abby, I'm older than your dad.
Jeez.
But she said he's 66. And hopefully he's in great health. Really, I hope he is. I hope he's in great health. And like I said, I'm still working. I'm 70 years old, but like I said, this year, if everything goes right, which it should, so I have to take something drastic for it not to happen. I'll be out of debt for everything but my living expenses and my car. All right. So then for the next 2 years, I want to save money. So when I do move over, I'll have the necessary funds to set myself up, maybe check out a couple different places. Right now, my plan is to go to Cebu. And if I like it, I'll stay there. If not, I want to check out Dumaguete and Iloilo, uh, maybe a place in Leyte. Uh, uh, but we have a friend there that lives in I believe he lives in Bye Bye, but I don't want to live in Bye Bye. I want a bigger city. I want a better hospital close by. And there's a town not too far from where he lives that says that's where the better hospital's at. So I would check that out. But there's also Luzon, which is where Manila's at.
That must
I would
be
not
that
live
must be
in
the
I would
one
not live
where
in Manila. I'm not
yeah,
living in Manila.
that's the one I think this older gentleman that I just met, he had to go to the one in Manila.
Yeah.
I don't think a little one is because, and they're not going to, even like here in America, you guys, like, they're even if they're hospitals that but if they're little ones out in like a small town in the
Oh
US,
yeah. Well, it's
they're
like
not
my
going to be able to
hometown.
do everything,
Like I said,
and
it's like
that's
my
just
hometown of Terre Haute. They got decent hospitals,
right.
but they will
They can
send
only
you
do
to
so much.
Indianapolis depending on what's wrong. Because it's like, well, that's not something that happens a lot. So you go to
Right.
a bigger hospital where they have more people that specialize in that kind of stuff.
Oh, you're in Indiana. My
No,
friend's in
I live
Lafayette.
in New York, but I'm from
Oh no,
Indiana.
oh New York. Okay. Yeah.
I
Okay.
live right outside of Albany, New York, which is the capital. I live in a little place called Waterville,
Oh, cool.
but I'm from Terre Haute, Indiana. I was born in Lafayette, Indiana, but raised in Terre Haute. My dad's family was from just outside of Lafayette. That's where his family's from. My mom's family's from Terre Haute, and now my
I'm gonna
dad.
put. Oh,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead. Sorry, Larry. Go ahead.
I'm going to say
Sorry.
my dad was a gambler before he met my mom. He liked to gamble, and after World War II ended, one of the places in Indiana. Indiana was like Nevada. Gambling and prostitution was county mandated, not state. And so Vigo County gambling was legal. And so like I said, my dad liked to gamble. So he moved to Terre Haute, got a job. I'm not sure what he was doing when he first got there. I know he worked as a short order cook, but he was a truck driver cross country. But he was driving local when he met my mom. And she got him to quit gambling because, well, it was either that or she was taking a hike. He didn't quit gambling because he wanted to. It was either or, mom or hit the road. I guess he decided he wanted mom more than gambling. So anyway, that's how they met because he, like I said, he went there to gamble. That's why he moved there because it was a wide open town and it was legal, so he wasn't going to get in trouble. Now, like I said, by the time I grew up, gambling was outlawed and all that, so it was a little more settled down, but not in the 40s, 50s, and actually not even in the 60s, which I was alive during the 60s. It was more in the 70s where they really put the hammer down on everything.
Right.
And so I grew up knowing where the houses of ill repute were at around my hometown. I knew where a lot of them were at. Not all of them, but I knew where a lot of them were.
I'll be right
Uh,
back in a second.
yeah. So I did that. Oh yeah, Mike. Yeah, you're right. I mean, if they know that you are having, they don't want somebody that has legal trouble here in the states or even in Canada. I mean, if you got legal trouble where you're from, they don't want you, which I don't blame them. Well, like I said, no, yeah, you're right. Yama doesn't cook keep you warm in the winter. But like I said, uh, they were actually, I think they were actually married when my mom put the hammer down on him, because he had a uh, how shall I say this? He did have a gambling problem. He didn't know when to stop at times, and so she put the hammer down on him, and some of the gambling establishments knew what was going on and told him he was no longer persona non grata. They wouldn't let him in, and but like I said, it was either straighten up or hit the road. So he straightened up. My mama was the best thing. If there's a bad streak in me, it's due to my dad. If there's a good streak, it's due to my mom. You know, my dad was he was a great friend. He would give you the shirt off his back if you were a friend of his. He'd help you in any way he could. But like I said, he did do some dumb things. But so yeah, matter of fact, my cousin George, who's my age, liked my dad better than I think than his own dad in a lot of ways. Because yeah, that's good there, Mike. I'm not. I have gambled, but I was never addicted to it. I've never gambled money I couldn't afford to lose. Uh, it's like right now, there's places to go gambling, but it's just why. Right now, I really don't. I'll buy a lotto ticket once in a while, but that's only a couple bucks. But if you go to a gambling place, we have casinos here in New York, and there's one only a couple hours from me, so I could easily go to a casino if I wanted to gamble. But it's just why I just don't do it. Like I said, right now I don't do it because I really don't have the money to lose, and I don't believe in gambling money that I can't afford to lose. I always look at it this way, and when I was gambling, this is the way I looked at it. I took in the money I could afford to lose, and if I walked out with money, I was a winner, even if it wasn't as much as I walked in with, because I had a good time and I had money left. If I walked out and spent all the money, it still wasn't a bad night if I got a few hours of entertainment out of it. Because I never gambled more than like, hey Viking, how you doing, man? Come on up if you want. But like I said, I never gambled money I couldn't afford to lose. So if I got a few hours of entertainment, hello Beth, I figured that was my money for entertaining. I don't think I ever gambled more than $20. Now, back when I was gambling $20, that was quite a bit, but I can afford to lose it. That's back when I was in the service, so I didn't have to worry about paying for rent or buying food. But I usually back then, I actually probably came won more times than I lost. I shouldn't say win. I came out with money left more times than I didn't. There was a few times I won. Hey Jerry, anybody that wants to come up, come on up. You guys are welcome. But like I said, so that's the way I look at it. If you're going to gamble, Make sure it's money that you can afford to lose, and make sure that if you do lose, you don't say, "Oh, I got to get that money back." No, no, no. You pick out an amount, 10, 20, 100, I don't care what it is. Whatever you can think you can afford to lose, pick that amount out, and when it's gone, quit. That's it. Be done with it. And if you can't do that, then you have a problem. And I've always been able to do that. I've always been able to quit when I picked out the amount of money. When I lost it, I've always been able to quit. And we got Jerry coming up, South Texas. Hey, Jerry.
Hey, good evening.
Good evening. It looks like you still got some sunlight.
That's well, it's a little bit of daylight. It
Yes,
has
I
been
bet.
overcast today.
Okay, well, we got complete darkness here. It's already
Yeah,
dark.
it'll get dark here within the next
Hour or
45
two.
minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, within the next 45 minutes, it'll be dark.
yeah. And it'll go dark about the same time we do,
That
as
Bruce?
far as the time does. But
Yeah.
yeah, like I
Oh, in a
said,
few weeks, we'll change time. We'll go back to daylight, spring back,
I,
spring forward.
I can't wait. I really can't. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I hope
I
when
don't
we
like the
spring
day.
forward, I hope we stay there. Larice, how you doing?
Yeah, I like This is my favorite time, fall back, but
Mine's spring forward.
it's too much daylight during the to be able to sleep.
Well, you get up around 4?
Yeah, but at night,
Yeah.
you know how it's summertime, it's 9 o'clock and they're still here 9.
What you want to do? And my brother used to do this. My younger brother, he worked night shift. He blacked his windows out so he could sleep during the day. What you want to do is get some what they call blackout curtains in your bedroom. That's the only place you need it. You can close your
Yeah,
bedroom door and then go to bed your normal time. And when you get up, you'll after you've been up for a little bit, you'll have the sunlight to do stuff in the sunlight. If you're getting up at 4:30, that's before the sun ever comes up. So you'll be up.
yeah,
The sunrise will come around. You'll be able to see it and enjoy that time a little more. Uh, one of the things I like about the time difference, it's easier to keep track of places like the Philippines. I'll only be 12 hours difference right
yeah.
now.
So,
13. Same thing
so
with
it's
China.
yep,
China
13
is
for us.
like I said. China. I have friends from China. Uh, I used to date a girl from China. We're no longer seeing each other and hadn't communicated for quite a while. But it was only 12 hours difference there too when we're on springtime. The daylight,
Yes,
and
12
so it
there,
was a lot
13
easier
here.
to keep. It was a lot easier to keep track. Uh, like I said, I'm not dating anyone right now. Don't plan on dating anybody. Because, like I said, I don't want to get to where if I start dating somebody here in the States and if they don't want to go somewhere else, I no, I'm not playing that game. 'Cause let's be honest about it. My age. When I start dating women in my age group, and I'm my age, let's go down to 50. I mean, that's 20 years. That's more I've ever dated. Never dated a woman more than I think she was 12 years older than me. I've dated a woman 11, so I've gone years older. Okay, that's what I'm saying with 11. I've gone older and younger, but it's been like I said, right around 11, 12 years, one way or the other. But when you're dating a woman that in that age group, they have kids and more likely have grandkids.
Yeah,
And a lot of them are going, hey, I'm not going anywhere because I don't want to be that far from my kids or grandkids.
yep,
Well, if we'd have met 15, 20 years ago, I might have put up with it, but now that I'm close to retirement, I'm not staying here in the cold and the snow. And my plan is, let's say for some reason I'm not healthy enough to move to the Philippines. I hope I am when I retire, but let's say I'm not. I'm going somewhere where it's warmer than staying here. If
yeah.
at all possible, I'm going to get the hell out of this cold weather.
That's
Uh,
brutal. That the cold weather's brutal. The older you get, it's not
well,
the same.
but yeah. So, like I said, and with my older sister's this way, she's not going anywhere because of her grandkids. Now, and her kids. Her kids live close to her. Now her grandkids may end up somewhere else, but her son and his wife, and then her other son, they live not far from her. Now her oldest son and his wife only live a couple miles from her.
That's cool. Nice.
So she won't go anywhere, and she's 80 now. She's in decent health, but her health has started. But she was born with a curvature of the spine. It's probably getting a little harder on her now.
Yes.
And traveling, I'm talking about traveling. It's harder on her now than it was. And she's got a real bad curvature of the spine. If she had her spine straightened up, she'd be about 2 inches or more taller than what she is.
That's what sucks about getting older.
Yeah.
Everything hurts and ailments.
But yeah, her and her husband both are 10 years older than I am. They're both 80. And so
I would not want to live that old.
Oh, I do. As long as I want to live until my health goes.
Yes.
As long as I got my health, and that's where you should look at it. You don't want to say I don't want to live to be this old. You want to live until your health goes. When your health starts going, that's when you may not want to live. But if you have your health, you can get out and do things. You can walk and enjoy your life. Who the hell cares how old you are, as long as you're doing stuff that you enjoy?
Right.
Yep.
That's right.
And that's the way I look at it. I'm healthy enough to go out and do things. And I just started walking a lot more here recently than what I was during the winter. And I got to start doing more of it. But because the more I walk, the better I feel. The more weight I can get off of me, the better my back feels, the better my knees feel. It doesn't help with my arthritis in my hands, but Mike, I want to live to be in the hundreds too if I have my health. That's the only thing as long as I got my health, I'll live to 200 if I have my health. It's got nothing to do with how old I am. It's how healthy I am. And as long as I have my health, I want to be around. I mean, once your health goes, that's a whole different ball game. But, that's what you got to look at. How healthy are you? If you're healthy. Right here, Mike, there's the Coke.
Yeah.
I got my Coke Zero. That is one of my downfalls. That and coffee. I like my coffee. I had 2 cups of coffee this morning, which I used to drink a lot more than that. So I've cut down on coffee.
40 cups of coffee.
Oh, I used to drink a pot or more of coffee a day, a full pot by myself.
I drink a lot of coffee.
I'm down to about, depends on the work day. I drink only about 17 ounces of coffee because I've got a container. That's all it holds. That I take in. And then on my weekends, I drink about 2 12-ounce cups. So I drink about 24 ounces. I drink a little more.
I drink about 6 cups in a day. I drink two in the morning. I might have sometimes less. I'll have one for lunch, and then maybe 2.
Well, the older I get, the more the coffee bothers me. Now, when I was in my 40s and 50s, I could drink coffee, go to bed, and go right to sleep after drinking it. It would not keep me awake. And but it has a tendency to do that to me a little more now. It did. And my mom was the same way. She was probably in her 50s when she had to quit drinking caffeine in the afternoon. And then when she got a little older, she started drinking decaf. And I'll quit coffee before I drink decaf. I'm sorry. I'll just drink tea. If I can't have the caffeine. And tea I know has got caffeine, but it doesn't seem to affect me the same way. I can drink tea in the afternoon and not have some trouble with it. I could probably drink coffee in the afternoon as long as it's early in the afternoon, not have problems with it. But, I just don't do it. I've cut back. But like I said, I used to drink a pot to 2 pots a day when I was younger. And that's pretty much all I drank all day, especially when I was in the service. If I wasn't in the bars drinking alcohol, I was drinking coffee.
Right.
I rarely drink soda. I did drink soda, but rarely. Jaylene, how you doing, Jaylene? Welcome.
Hey, Jaylene. What's up, Mike?
We're glad to have you here, Jaylene.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so, you know, uh, I'm going to tell you guys something. I've only told one other person. Well, I told a couple other people now. Uh, where I'm working at, I'm a contract security guard. I don't lie about it. That's what I do. I
Yeah.
work for Securitas Security, and I've been working at Amazon. I'm one of the supervisors. Uh, at the post I work at, I'm the only supervisor at that post. So I'm in charge of doing the paperwork and all that. Well, Securitas lost their contract with Amazon, so at the end of March, there will no longer be Securitas there. Now, the outfits coming in will probably offer people a job to work for them. They may not, but I've already told my boss that I'll stay with Securitas. He's already offered me a different post, but I got to stay where I'm at until the job ends. Now, the way some people are talking, it'll probably be another supervisor position, but I will lose money per hour. I will. But I'll save money on gas because it's a lot closer to where I live. And I'll still, even with that, I'll probably lose a little bit of money each week when you average it out. But I get to keep my 3 weeks vacation a year. Because usually when I've been through this before, where I had some friends that switched over to the new company, they lost their vacation time. They, so you got to start all over for vacation because it's a new company. As a matter of fact, I had a friend that went through that twice and had to do it twice. And so it's like, I'm not going back to no vacation for a year, then a week at the most after a year. Because by the time I'm retired, I'll have at the most 2 weeks, probably still only a week. Because a lot of places you don't get 2 weeks till after 5 years in this game I play in security here in the States. Hey Tim,
Hey,
so
Tim.
I'm just not willing to give up that much time off because I want to go back to Indiana every year to see my mom and my three sisters that live back here. My older sister lives out here in New York. She lives up between Rochester, New York, and Buffalo, New York. So I go up to see her on weekends sometimes. When the weather's nice, I'll go up and visit with her and her family. So they're close enough. I can go up when I have a couple. I could go up for one day and visit, and then come back the same day. But I'd spend most of the day driving. It's about a 3.5, 4 hour drive up there and back. So I better to go up at least for one day, spend the night, come back the next day, which is what I usually do. But like I said, when I go back to Indiana, I want to take a week, sometimes 2 weeks off, just to visit with all my family back home and see my mom. And that gives me a week to 2 weeks to go other places, do other things. And I'm not willing to give that up just for a buck or two an hour. I'm sorry. I know for some people that's a lot of money, and it is. It's a lot of money, but it's not worth losing that much time to me. Now, if I was 30 years or more younger, it might be worth it, because I would build that time back up. I would get that time back. But I'm never going to get that time back because I don't plan on working that long enough to even get 2 weeks back. So 1 week, and I'd have to go a full year. I couldn't even take a vacation this year because I would lose as soon as I signed over with them. I'd lose my vacation. That means this summer I couldn't go back home unless I took the time off without pay. Then you're talking about losing a lot of money if you take a whole week off without pay. So no, that's not happening. And like I said, I did think about it because when my boss at Securitas called me, he said I was the first one he was telling about it because he wanted to offer me this position first. And I said, "Can I have a little bit of time to think about it?" And he said, "Yeah, please." He says, "I'll need to know." And I was talking with him and standing there. I said, "I'll forget it." I said, "I'm staying. Just go ahead. I'll take that position. Don't worry about it." Because, like I said, I thought about it. It's like, man, I'd have to take so much time off without pay to go visit my family that whatever money I lose, I would probably, would gain by staying. I would lose by having to take all that time off without pay. And it's
Mhm.
like, not worth it. And so, like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and stay with the company. The play, my car will get better gas mileage because I work close to where they're sending me this time. It's close to where when I worked at Dead on Arrival. Oh, excuse me, DOA, Department of Agriculture. I worked there for Securitas for a few months, and I know I got a couple miles, a mile to 2 miles better per gallon, a lot less driving. So I only had to fill up every other week instead of every week. So, like I said, a tank of gas will last me about 2 weeks instead of a week, and maybe a little more than 2 weeks. So I'll save money on gas and wear and tear on the car, which is a good thing. So, like I said, we're going to do that. Next month, I'm just going to go ahead and mention it now because next month I celebrate 25 years since I quit smoking. That'll be March 3rd. So my first live stream will be in celebration of my quitting smoking for 25 years. And that's in March. I don't know if I'm going to do anything special for it or not, outside of just recognize it. It was the hardest thing I ever did was quit smoking. I smoked a pack a day or more for 27 years. I smoked longer than that. All right. I smoked longer than 27 years, but I smoked a pack or more a day for 27 years. And when I first started smoking, I don't even know if I went through a pack a week when I first started smoking. So, but like I said, I did smoke a pack or more a day for 27 years. That might be one of the reasons why my voice sounds the way it does. I don't know.
Did you ever do Prince Albert or the what's the other one? Bugler?
The what?
Did you ever do Bugler or Prince Albert?
Prince Albert in the can.
I tried the patch. I did try the patch, but I still smoked on the patch. I quit cold turkey. Is how I quit.
Yeah, no. I remember saying that Prince Albert. My grandpa used to have just because I'm much older. They had the tin cans,
Yeah.
but that
No,
was like
you're talking about rolling your own or chewing.
yeah, doing your own.
Yeah, I rolled my own a couple of times, but not normally. I didn't like it. I tried chew. I hated chewing. Could not
Yeah,
stand
and
chewing. So
I tried that like once or twice, and I didn't like it.
I did smoke a pipe for a while, back when I was like 20, 21. Smoked cigars for a little bit, but I was mostly cigarettes. Didn't care for the others.
The
Uh,
pipe smells really nice. I
I
used
used to
to.
I used to do the cherry flavored
Yeah,
tobacco.
I
And the same thing
remember.
also when I smoked cigars, it was normally the cherry flavor.
Yeah, I remember when I was in my 20s, and some guys would be smoking pipe, and I used to love sitting around the area then because I loved the smell.
Yeah, it doesn't smell bad. It just well, Mike, that's a smart thing, buddy. Now, in my family, the only ones that smoked was myself and my younger brother. I think my older brother tried it once, didn't like it, and never smoked. My mom and dad and none of my sisters ever smoked, and so they just did not smoke. Now, my dad used to drink before he met my mom. He couldn't drink it before he ever met my mom. My mom tried alcohol once. She didn't even know she was trying it. She was at a Catholic wedding. Some cousins of ours on my dad's side were getting married, and they had two things of punch. One was spiked, one wasn't. And she got the cup out of the spike, had a sip of it, didn't like it. Now, another one of my sisters that didn't drink up until this time had a drink out of the spike, liked it, so she took my mom's and drank it. Then my dad told her, "Hey, that's spiked. You know, you're drinking alcohol," so she wouldn't drink anymore. And then my other two sisters would drink, but very seldom. Although my little sister now, uh, my little sister's the one that drinks the most of the four sisters. My oldest sister, she'll drink wine once in a while, but that's about it. I had one sister used to drink some, but then she quit. But she did drink alcohol. That's my third to the oldest sister. The one just the sister's just older than I am. My little sister's the one that drinks. She'll drink beer and stuff. Her and her husband both. But I've never seen her drunk, but she does drink. Now, I used to drink and get drunk, but I don't drink much at all anymore. Matter of fact, I hadn't had a drink probably in 4 or 5 years. I just really don't drink much anymore. Uh, Nothing against it, but I don't drink and drive. And I don't drink it by myself. Although I may drink some wine here by myself. Somebody,
Yeah. Just as long as you have friends or something around, maybe.
yeah, bottle of wine. None of my friends drink.
Let's party it up. Let's get
Yeah,
drunk.
as I said, none of my friends in this area where I live now drink. Now, when I was back up in living up in Leroy, one of my best friends up there, he would drink, and his wife would, if I wanted, she'd come pick me up, take me to their house. I could drink, and she'd take me home, so I wouldn't have to drive. She knew I didn't drink and drive, and her husband didn't drink and drive. Whenever he was drinking, she drove.
You never tried
That's
a
good.
cigarette bite?
Yeah. So I mean, I could drink up there with friends, but like I said, I don't drink and drive, and I quit doing that many, many, many years ago. Like I said, I've lived out here since '96, and I mean New York, not where I'm at right now. I moved out to New York in '96, and I left Terre Haute in August, but I moved to New York in September because I tried to find a job somewhere, and I had friends in Pennsylvania. Went there first, couldn't find a job. I was getting ready to go back to Indiana because I knew I could get my old job back there. And back then, I was working for Pinkerton, so it was just considered a leave of absence. I wasn't going to lose anything if I went back within a month. And so I couldn't find anything. My sister said, "Well, look, come out here, see what they got over here where we're at, see if you can find something." Well, I found a job that paid pretty good, had really good benefits with Pinkerton still. And then, and yes, people, I said I work for Securitas. Well, I never changed companies. Securitas bought Pinkerton. So I never lost anything because they bought the company. So I kept everything I had. I kept all my benefits, my vacation time, stayed, everything. So that's how I changed from one company to another. But I've never changed companies myself. The company I worked for was bought out. So that's how I became a Securitas employee instead of a Pinkerton employee. But like I said, with Securitas here in the States, I can move from one place to another and stay with Securitas and not lose anything as far as my vacation and stuff like that. And so that's what I've done. I came out here and did that. And like I said, at that time it was still Pinkerton, but it was the same policy. You can move and not lose your vacation time, your
The benefits,
seniority. You didn't lose anything.
the seniority.
Well, like I said, the only time you lost something is if one contract offered it and the next contract you got didn't offer it. Because as a contract employee, some of your stuff is based on the contract you're working under. It's like my pay; it's based on the contract I work under. Okay. Uh, Also, I worked at one place and I got an extra week's vacation every year because the contract said I did. Now, when that contract ended, I lost that week. I used to get 4 weeks vacation a year. Also got 3 paid days off a year. When that contract ended, those things ended. I went back to 3 weeks and no paid days off. Your vacation days that you get paid, not vacation, your holidays that you get paid for.
Yeah.
Those can fluctuate.
Look at that sunset. That's a nice sunset there in Texas.
Yes,
Look
it
at
is.
that.
No, that's not the sunset.
Beautiful.
That's the lights on a carport. I'm facing east.
And he's facing away from the sunset.
Yeah, I'm facing east. It'd be if it was in the morning, it'd be the sunrise. No, but that's the lights on a carport.
But it is still pretty, though. But
Yep,
It
it's
is.
the camera that does the makes it seem like this sunset. but I can't see any sunset here because there's a whole bunch of housing to the west. That's why when I did GoPro time lapses, they're always sunrise.
I understand that. You gotta film what you can.
Yeah,
You
I've
know?
never done a sunrise sunset here.
See, I rarely see the sunrise. Well, I do now because I have to go into work at 7 in the morning. But I'm usually if I'm running on my natural biological clock, I don't see sunrises. I usually
Wow.
don't get up early enough to go outside and see them. Now the
No,
sun's
it's
up,
not.
but
Usually
not
it's
hasn't been up
usually
for a
you
long
wake
time
up in
by
the
the
morning,
time
it's
I get
dark,
up.
and then you come home, it's well, it used to be like, when I had those long hours, it used to be wake up and it's dark and you got home and it was dark. The
Now,
only daylight
Yeah.
you see is when you were at work.
well, last year I was that way. I was working 12-hour shifts, so I would go into work when it was the darkest during the December. I would leave home a little after 6, and then I would come home after 7. So it'd be dark when I went in on those. I worked 12 hours and 2/8. So it'd be dark when I went in, and it'd be dark when I came home. And I had to drive towards the sunrise. When I was once the sun started coming up, I was driving into the sunrise, and when I was going home, I would be driving into the sunset.
See.
So, but well, all right. By the end of this is what's going to happen. Like I said, I already told you guys I'm changing jobs again at the end of March. That will be in 1 year. I will have worked 3 different locations and 4 different shifts. How's that one?
Yeah.
So I mean, because I worked 7 to 3, then 7 to 7, then I worked 3 to 11, back to 7 to 7. I don't know what the next shift's going to be. I was told it's day shift, but I don't know if it's going to be 6 to 2, 7 to 3, 8 to 4, 9 to 5. I don't know. I didn't ask. Like I said, I decided I wanted to stay with the company because I wanted my vacation time. That to me was more important than the money. I'm still going to make decent money. Uh, more money than I was making at the job before where I'm at now. More money than that one. If I was just a guard, it's more money than just being a guard, but it's going to be less money as a supervisor than what I make as a supervisor. I make more money than the guards do, and I'll make more money than what the guards make when I go to this next place. I just don't know if it's going to be as a guard or if it's going to be as a supervisor. I don't know. I didn't ask. He told me he's going to hold the position for me. It's mine when the contract's up, but he wants me to stay where I'm at until then. I told him, okay, it's fine with me. You know, uh, but it made me happy that he reached out and talked to me and told me himself instead of me hearing it through the grapevine, and that he offered me a decent position. And but like I said, I'm just glad he did. Like I said, it's going to be closer. So during the winter, next winter, hopefully the next few winters, hopefully I don't have to go through this again.
Yeah.
uh, I'll have a easier drive to and from work uh, because of the fact that it's much closer. It'll take me all. It'll take almost as long. I hate to say that, but that's because I'm going to be driving in city traffic. I'm not going on a highway at all, so I won't be going up to 80 miles an hour or 70 miles an hour at any time. I'll be driving between 40 and the main. Some of the main roads, the speed limit's 45, so I'll be driving between 40 and 50 in certain areas. Other areas will be around 30, but there's a lot more stoplights. But like I said, I still got better gas mileage when I did this before, and which was uh, whew, trying to remember.
Hey Larry, I got a question for you.
Go right ahead.
Do you is it possible for you to you're on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
Is it possible you could throw your link? I've got a Gifts and Go that I had a friend of mine help me with yesterday put up. My oldest daughter is dealing with the same thing as our friend Sizzy Kelly, her daughter dealing with cancer, but she just went into the hospital. I mean, into Manila, and I've asked just people if they can put it up. I'm not asking anybody for anything if you want to, but I haven't seen my daughter in a couple years, and she's crying, sick, and I can't get there. I just my work right now is just not busy, so I'm not making anything. So
Yeah.
I just need people if they can put it up. If people want to donate, that'd be cool. I don't like asking, but it's obviously something that I'm going to ask my friends. I've asked some of my older friends from the past. They said that they would put it up, but that's all I need. If you're
Well,
willing to do that. If not, I understand.
I don't know how to do it with. I'll tell you what. Look up Lazy Larry Lee. That's one of
Okay.
my Facebooks,
Okay.
and put it up
Lazy
there.
Larry.
Lazy
All
Larry
right.
Lee.
All right.
I have 3 Facebook accounts. I'm sorry,
Okay.
but if you get
Well,
it
that's
up there, I
fine.
might be able to
I'll,
bounce it to the others. I just don't know
find
how to
you.
do it myself.
I'll find you. If anything, I'll ask LV. So
Yeah.
I know she's got you. But yeah, it's it's like something I hate asking people. I'm just, but the thing is it's sometimes you just got to. It's like the old saying is like if you don't ask, you're not going to get fed.
No.
But I don't like asking people out here because it's just not my thing. But you know what? I've got a serious thing, and I've been down for days. So it's it's eating me up inside right now. But I just that's why I come out here and talk to my friends. Try to
Oh
get
yeah.
over, but it's really hard.
Yeah.
I don't want to see a 19-year-old kid get die, but
Well, I
I guess that's
understand.
that's possible.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I have a cousin. She died at 20. She died of leukemia. Hello, lady. She was a year younger than me. I was over in Japan, so I wasn't able to be there. Uh, I did get to see her before I went overseas. I went home on vacation, and she was in remission when I went home. So she was in good spirits and full of energy and all that. That was back when I was about 19, going on 20, and then, like I said, I was overseas, turned 21 overseas, and she passed away. She was a year younger than me. I was in Yokosuka, Japan when she passed away. So in some ways, I'm glad I wasn't home because I remember her as being vibrant and all that. But I also miss not being able to be there and tell her bye. Because of my cousins, this is my cousin George's younger sister. George and Linda were the 2 cousins I was the closest to. Paula, their older sister, was all right. I got along with her, but I was much closer to Linda and George. George was my age. Linda was only a year younger. Paula was older, but acting like she was even older than that. So, uh, like I said, Linda and George and I, we just grew up running around together and having a good, doing a lot of stuff together. So we were all really close. And whenever I go home now, I see George and his wife. And George and I will go out and get something to eat and talk. And we'll meet up with another friend usually and spend some time talking to each other. I usually will go out to his house once or twice if I'm only home for a week, a couple times. Now, if I'm home for a couple weeks, it'll be a little more often. He lives out in the country. He has about 5 acres. Uh, he happens to be a farm boy. He grew up on farms, and that's what he prefers, country life. I'm a city boy, so that's what I prefer. But I don't mind visiting. So yeah, just go ahead and, like I said, find my Lazy Larry Lee.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
Let's see if I can give me a minute here. No, not that one, Larry. Uh, how'd that happen? I don't know how that happened. Yeah, it'll be a a cartoon character with me wearing a cowboy hat and a blue shirt. Lazy Larry Lee. That's what it'll look like. And I'll have a multicolored background, green and brown or something. So when you find it, you'll know it's me. Like I said, I'm wearing a black cowboy hat.
Okay. Yeah.
It's just like I said, the YouTube is Lazy Larry Lee, just like this channel.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll go find it. And I'll send it to you in a little bit.
That's fine. That's fine. I probably won't
Just,
check it till tomorrow, so you got
okay.
plenty of
Yeah.
time. Now, Tim, that's the kind of girlfriend to have.
What's
Somebody
that?
just asked Tim if he's taking his girlfriend out, and Tim said she doesn't like going out.
No.
They save you money that way.
Yeah, she doesn't.
I,
Yeah,
I,
she don't
I
like
like a
going out.
girlfriend that's good with money. And I don't mean it has to
So
be
do I.
her money, just good with money. It knows how to handle money because I'm going to be honest about it. I'm lousy with money. I like spending it too much. Now, my last girlfriend, she was good with money, but we had other problems. And
Hey, South Texas. You know what? I know it's dark. Well, I mean, I know there's some spots that are light you just showed, but it looks really cool, man, in the distance, man. Like that you were just showing. Like, look at that. Like that's really cool, man. Like it's really nice. You must live on a farm or something. It's really cool.
Yeah, well, that's just a neighbor's one of the neighbors' carport where they do mechanical stuff. You got the
Oh yeah.
shop right next to it, but it's too dark. You can't see that. Yeah, but I do live right just outside the city limits.
Yeah.
Uh,
Looks
the
peaceful
horse
there.
is in here. The neighbor moved the horse somewhere else to go graze. But last time I was here, I think it was 2 weeks ago, because I was in the stream last week. The horse was here. Of course, I came in really late, so the chickens were getting ready to go to sleep. But I'm the opposite of Larry. I don't like the city. I like the country.
see, it's just to me, I can live right outside the city. I want a city near me. Like I don't live in
Within,
the city. I live in an apartment complex. I have to drive a couple miles to get into the city. But now I'm going to be honest with you. In the Philippines, I'll probably want to even live in the city because I don't plan on doing a lot of driving. So I want to be where I can walk. I like walking to things. And when I lived in Leroy, which is a small town, okay, it is. It's what they call a village here in New York. Uh, I could walk to a restaurant. I had a couple of restaurants within a couple of blocks of me. And I'm not talking about McDonald's. That was probably 3 or 4 blocks. But I had a couple different restaurants, or diners, whatever you want to call them, I could walk to. There was a couple bars I could walk to, although I didn't like the bars. Uh, the laundromat was like a block and a half, about 2 blocks from me. There was a restaurant was a block and a half. Another restaurant was about the same distance, just slightly different direction. I didn't have to. I crossed the street on one and kept going straight. On the other, I would walk to the red light, cross the street, turn right, and shortly there. Like I said, so it all depends on which restaurant I wanted to go to. I preferred the one that was on the same street I lived on, but just on the other side of the street. Uh, but I like being able to walk to things. When I lived in
yeah,
Terre Haute, I had a grocery store was like 3 blocks from me. A gas station was like 4 blocks from me. A laundromat was a block from me.
anything nearby.
A Dairy Queen was 4 blocks from me. I could walk a mile or so, and I'd be at a bar I actually liked. Although back then I did drink and drive, but if I got too drunk, sometimes somebody would either take me back to my apartment, and then the next morning I'd walk back and get my car, which I didn't mind doing that. And there was another restaurant that was like 4 blocks from me, so there was a lot of places I could walk to, and that's what I like. I like being able to walk to things. And
Yeah, but not walk like half a kilometer or something like that.
yeah, like I said, I can walk a mile. I don't care.
Yeah, I did that a lot in the Philippines. There, going from where I was at to the wet market,
That's what I'm
or
saying. I
going.
mean, that's why I want to live in a city. I mean, it doesn't have to be the city the size of Cebu. It could be
No,
Dumaguete, or it could be a smaller city. I just want a good hospital close by and
yeah,
things I can walk to. That's all I want. Uh, I I'm not saying I won't drink. I hope I don't get back in the habit of drinking like I used to, and
no.
that'll come into play with whether or not things happen, how things go. But I'd like to go to the coffee shops to have a cup of coffee. I like cooking. I showed you some things I cook. I don't mind cooking. I hate doing dishes. Worst thing about cooking is cleaning the dishes.
Yeah, sure.
But you know, I do not mind. I'll cook pork chops and chicken breast, skinless, boneless chicken breast, steaks. Uh, I'll make a stew. I haven't made a chili in a long time. I'm thinking about maybe making a chili sometime. Uh, or I
Texas
could
chili
do a
has
chili
no
mac.
beans.
I could do it, huh?
Texas chili has no beans.
Well, that's a Mexican chili.
No, the Texas
Is it Texas? Well, see,
Texas
I
chili.
usually put beans in mine,
Yeah, real Texas chili doesn't have beans.
but I can do it without. But I also sometimes make what they call a chili mac.
Okay.
You know what a chili mac is, right? It's kind of like a
Mm,
chili recipe with macaroni.
yep, with macaroni. I'm
Uh,
gonna
but
I'm gonna drop the stream as well, Larry, because I'm getting messages from the Phils.
All right, well, you have a good one, man. Thanks for coming
Yeah,
on.
9 a.m. over there, so people are already awake.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. That's why I like it when after the next time change, because it'll be 9 here, and
Yeah,
it's 9 there. Now for you it'll be 8 where you're at, and it'll be
yeah,
9 there.
13 hour. Yeah, 13-hour time difference.
Yeah, right now it's 14 for you.
Yeah, 14 currently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
13 for me. I like it when it's 12. For
they're
me, it's
sending me
more easy to keep
messages
track.
now.
Well, you take care, man.
Likewise, and
And thanks for coming up.
my pleasure, and everybody in the chat as well.
All right.
It's nighttime here, so I can't say good morning.
Well, you can tell them good morning in the
Oh, yeah, I can
Philippines.
say good morning to them and good night here.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me go chat with my friends over there in Laguna.
All right, then. You take
I'll
care,
take
man.
care. Likewise.
All
Bye.
right. Bye. All right, folks. Back to just me. Anybody else want to come up? Come on up. I appreciate it. Like I said, we know Dan won't be up. He's over in Thailand. Him and Mimi. Man, Mimi are over in Thailand enjoying a vacation from his retirement. That's what I told him to do. On one of his videos, the message I left for him there was enjoy your vacation from your retirement. And so, yeah, seems to be having a good time over there. And looking forward to his. And if any of you attend a New Year's Chinese New Year's celebration, I look forward to seeing your videos on that. If I was down in New York City, I would try to get that down in New York City. One thing I wanted to catch last year, but I was working the weekend, so I wasn't able to do it. They have a Filipino celebration here in Albany. And so I'm going to try it. Hopefully, I'll be able to make it this year and get down there and get some of that. So that's a video I'm looking forward to doing. But there again, it will depend on whether I still have weekends off. I think I'm going to. I hope I do. They had some things going on this weekend, but I decided I didn't want to do that. It was going up. It wasn't the Philippines. It was Saratoga Springs, where I used to work close to. It's a good little drive from where I live, and they were having a clam uh, chowder. It's a type of soup made with clams, and it's something I don't like. So it's like, why go? It's not something I would enjoy. Although maybe a video and the people having a good time might have been fun, but it wasn't something I wanted to do, so I didn't go. It's going on again tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe I'll get energetic and do it tomorrow, but I doubt it. Just going to be honest with you, I doubt it. Uh, I have some other things I want to do tomorrow, and so unless I get up early and get around, I doubt if I'll do it. And I usually don't get around on my days off as early as I probably should. But that's all right. It's my days off. It's my days to be lazy. It's the only time I can be lazy. And so I'm trying to live up to my name. What can I say? But like I said, I'm glad you all came. We'll talk for a few more minutes. If somebody else didn't come up, I might shut this one down. But I'm glad you all came. I'm real happy that you had things to say. I really enjoyed my conversation with Bruce and Jerry. And I would like to have a conversation with anybody else that wants to come up. And with me, it doesn't matter how well. If you want to come up and you don't speak English, I will. I guarantee you, I will not make fun of you because you speak English better than I speak your language. Uh, but that's up to you. I know it can be embarrassing to some people. But I'll tell you this, I mispronounce words in my own language quite a bit. And so it happens. What can I say? That's the way it is. And I'm glad Lady came and Ann and Abby and Mike and Tim and Bruce and Jerry and everybody else that showed up. And Jaylene, I haven't seen Jaylene for a little bit, but she was here. Viking came in, Beth came in, Larice came in. And let me do something here. I just noticed somebody I didn't notice earlier, and I'm not sure if they got a. No, she doesn't. So let's give her. She may be gone already, but that's all right. We'll give her a monitor badge anyway. So the next time she comes, she'll see that she's a monitor. And so we're happy to have her. All right, Tim, thanks for still being here. I just gave IU Hints vlog a monitor. Gave her a monitor. I didn't notice her earlier, but once I did, it's like, all right, let's give her a monitor. So it's a proper thing to do. I give it to everybody else. So come on up, Tim. Come on up and say hi to everybody. Yeah, like I said, that's what like I said, right now, when I go to the Philippines, I'm not looking to get married. I'm not looking not to get married. I am looking to find a place to live that I'm comfortable. If I find someone that I'm comfortable with, that I enjoy their company, they enjoy my company, and we can tolerate each other. Who knows what'll happen? But that's not why I'm going. And like I said, I'm not looking for a young woman. I can't say it wouldn't happen, but I can't honestly say I'm not looking for it. I'm looking for a woman who's already uh, been around the block a time or two, as the saying goes here in the States. I mean, she's seen life. She's had her ups and downs with life, maybe in a bad relationship, and those kind of things. I've been through that. Now, hopefully, she'll be like myself and never been married. I've never been married. I've lived with a couple different women, but I've never been married. Uh, Nothing against marriage, it's just the women I was with didn't work out. And so that happens. But I will be wearing shirts like this when I go to the Philippines. These are shirts that protect your skin from the sun. If you can see my hand there, if you see that all the red on my hands, those are precancerous spots I've been treating, and with a cream that kills precancerous spots but doesn't hurt skin that's not been damaged by the sun. So all those little red spots, that's what that is. I'm almost done with the treatment for this year. You do it for 2 weeks. You put it on. I got to put it on again for tonight. I haven't done it yet for tonight. And then tomorrow should be the last day I'm treating it. And then I'll be done with it for hopefully for another year. And then I'll make an appointment and go back again next year. So like I said, that's why I started wearing these shirts during the summer months. Now during the winter months, I'll wear short sleeve shirts because I wear a jacket when I go out, so they're still protected from the sun. And that's what you got to do when you're fair skinned like myself. My dad had a cancer spot on the back of his neck. He had to have surgically removed. Lucky it never came back. So the skin cancer has been in my family, especially on my dad's side. I don't know anybody on my mom's side that had it. But my younger brother had skin cancer. At least that's what I was told. So so it does run in the family on my dad's side of the family. And like I said, I have a lot of precancer spots that I got to get treated and get killed off. And I've been doing it for years. And there's just probably will have to do it the rest of my life, which is fine. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, it's bad that you may get cancer if you don't take care of it. But if you can take care of it and keep from getting cancer, then that's not bad. I mean, you're able to prevent it by doing this. So that's a good thing, I think. They found ways to treat it. It used to be they had to. Well, it was called freeze. It's called free. Well, it is. It's freezing. They use what is it, liquid nitrogen or something that gets real cold, but it feels like it's burning you. It feels like it's burning, but it's actually freezing the spots. And I've done that up until last year when I started doing the cream. I did the cream on the forehead, but I did the burn on the hand, and I probably should have did the cream on the hand as well last year. So, but this year I said, no, we're going to the cream because I got spots. I got it here now that would have got worse. They would have been bigger if I waited. By using the cream, it gets to it sooner, kills it off quicker, I think. So it's a lot better for you. But I guess nobody else is wanting to come up. We've been going for a little while, so I think we're going to call it a quits. I want to thank everybody for coming. I want to wish you all a good day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. What's left of it, those that are in the States, we still got all day tomorrow. For those of you in the Philippines, well, enjoy Sunday. And Abby, remember to enjoy your dad's birthday. And tell him happy birthday. He's going to be 66. And checking something here, folks. Just give me a minute. And so if you're still here, Abby, remember to your dad, happy birthday from us in the chat. Like I say, he's going to be 66. So I really do. I hope and pray that he's in good health and that he's around for a very long time because I know how it is when you lose a parent. I lost my father when he was 61. I know it's going to be tough on me when my mom passes. And she's 98. It's still going to be tough. And, you know, so hopefully your dad is very healthy and lives for a very, very long time. And I pray for that. So, all right, everybody, I think I'm going to go ahead and end this one. Nobody else seems to want to come up. And so I want to thank you for coming. Thank you for all your comments. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up for those that did. If any of you didn't, if you would, please hit the thumbs up before you check out. And remember now, be nice to each other. You don't have to like each other, but be nice to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, as always, try to have fun. Bye, everybody. Love you now. Take care.